everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome to another video. So for today's video, as you saw by the title, we're doing a very overdue makeup brushes declutter. I feel like with brushes it's really hard for me because I feel like I'll find a new use for every brush, but I don't need, never will need these many brushes like ever. So these are the ones that I just washed yesterday. So I ended up buying this little tool. I'm sure you've seen it on Amazon, that you just stick the bottom to the little holder thing and this spins it in the water and washes them, and then you wring them out, and wow, that thing washed them so well, but also dried them so well. So I ended up just putting them in the sun for a little bit so they can just like dry out the rest, or not in the sun but outside, so they can air dry, and now they're all ready to go. These are the ones that I'm using right now daily. I just washed these as well and then just put them back onto this little container because it separates them. So basically what I like to separate them by is eye brushes, powder brushes, like face powder, bronzer, highlight, blushes, and concealer and foundation. That's kind of how I separate them on here, and it works out really well. I'll probably categorize them with like face, eyes, and something like that, just to make it easier and break it down like that, and it will go through them. I'll show you my favorite ones. This is probably going to be a longer video. Probably will only link like my top favorite ones, because if I link everything, that's going to be too much. Also, if you want to see other declutter videos, I have a whole playlist. I'll link that below as well. I love doing declutters. Last fall, I think, is when I did all of them. So I'm pretty good, but I still need to do my eyeshadow brushes. So I'll probably do that next after this one. These are going to be the first batch. These are kind of like the medium sized brushes that I have. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and make a keep and get rid of pile. And I'll show you guys what that ends up looking like. So first up, let me pull these from the Katie Jane Hughes collaboration that she made with Spectrum. So these here, I do like them. I don't know. I feel like I want to keep them just because they were so expensive, but honestly, I think I just don't know how to use them properly. This one I like using for like under eye powder or like targeted bronzer, maybe blush, different things. So this one's a good one. This one I usually will use for like powder under the eye, or just like powdering very strategic areas. This is the one that I just don't really know what to use it for. So if you guys have this one, let me know how you guys like to use it. I know Katie Jane Hughes talks about these all the time, but I don't know. It just hasn't really been like a really favorite of mine, but I am going to keep them because, like I said, these were very expensive. These four are all from Luxie Beauty, and I really like this brand. I discovered it from FabFitFun, I believe it was, or like one of those subscription. I ended up buying some on my own. These are my current favorite ones for powdering. This is the Luxie Tapered Highlighter Brush 522. I'm going to keep these two. These are really, really nice. They're like the perfect size for powder, and I really like them. I use them all the time. This one, I am going to go ahead and get rid of the 510 from Luxie. This is the foundation brush. I never use these type of foundations. I feel like they'd be good for like applying your foundation to your face, but I typically will use my finger, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. This one is the 660 Precision Foundation. I do use this one sometimes, so I'll put it in the maybe pile. I don't know if I like it enough to keep. This one is their dual fiber powder brush. Actually, I didn't even know it was powder. I use this for dark bronzers or contours and stuff, and I really like it, so I am gonna keep this one. All right, next up, let me pull all of my Real Technique brushes. This one was a limited edition release that they had, and this one's a nice one, but honestly only use it when I remember I have it. Like, it's not a super like must have, so I am gonna get rid of that one. These two are highlighting brush. and I like them for that same purpose of highlighting. So I am going to keep these two. They're really nice. They fit perfect. You can also use these to set your under eye with like powder. It's really nice for that too. I typically forget to use it for that, but I need to remember to use it because right now I'm not really wearing a lot of highlighter, so this would be perfect to still use them. This one is a newer one to me. This is the Real Techniques 449, and I really like this for blush. I got it on recommendation from Jessica Braun. She says that this is all she uses for applying her blush, and it really does make a difference. So this I need to buy more of because I really like it and I miss it when it's dirty. So I'll probably buy one more just so that I can have two. This next one I'm definitely going to get rid of. This is the RT200. I never use this. I believe this is for like foundation or something like that, but this is just too short, too stubby. It's a little bit pokey and I just don't really like it. This is another foundation brush. Don't use that. And then these three little ones. We have the Expert Concealer Brush. Really nice for concealing or correcting your under eye. Keeping that one. The Domed Shadow Brush. I also use this to set my concealer or for corrector. And then this little one, the Real Techniques Instapop Shade Brush. This is really nice for primer for your eye or concealer or just like different things, but was it not focusing? Or like different things, but it is tapered. So it is different from the other ones that I have. So I am going to go ahead and keep this one. Let me pull some that I know that I'll be getting rid of. So all four of these, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. This is the Crown brush. I think it came in like one of the subscription boxes. Don't really care for it. It is soft, but I have other ones that I like better. This is the Moda brush, the diffuser, and I got this I think for like highlighter or something like that, but I rarely use it. This is another Moda brush. Also, I think I got it for like highlighting, and this is the e.l.f. small taper brush. I thought I was gonna like it, kind of like I do their old taper brush, but this one's just not the same and it's not that good. So these are all highlighting brushes that I bought over the course of time, different brands, and I don't wear highlighter that often, so I don't need all of these. So I'll keep just the ones that I really like. So these two I do like, but I feel like I just don't really need them. They're from the AOA brand. I'll keep this Milani one because I really like it too. It applies highlighter really pretty, and it's a little bit similar to the Real Techniques, but it's a little bit bigger. This one I'll keep just because it's shaped different. So if I want my highlighter to be like specific in one area, this will apply it really nicely. And then out of these three, the Colourpop, I feel like it's a little bit more dense. So I'll get rid of that one. And I think these two are the same. So I'll keep the, which one do I keep out of these two? I'll keep the silver one just because I think it looks prettier and it's different from what I already have. I loved this line so much, as you guys can see. I'm so sad that they don't have it anymore, I don't think. At least I don't think they do. Maybe they still do. I don't know. But these were the best brushes probably to ever exist. These are the Precise Beauty, what are they called? I think they're called like the Precisely Beauty or something like that. Airbrush Stipple brush from e.l.f. And I love these so much to apply my foundation. I like them to apply my cream bronzer, my blush. It just applies everything so nicely. Like they're so perfectly dense and just so perfectly made, and the stippling is just perfect, and I just really like them. This is supposed to be clean, but I don't know why it looks so stained. Anyway, so I am going to keep all 5 of these. I know it's a little bit extreme, but I do love them. If I can link these, I'll definitely link them, and you guys have to buy them because they're so good. This one, I don't know if I want to keep. This one applies like my blush, powder blush really nicely. I don't think I have anything else similar to this, so I'll go ahead and keep it. This one I'll get rid of. This is the, it's my Ray Ray brush. It came with like a little set. This one I'll keep from the same line, but this one is really nice to apply like my under powder, things like that. But this one was also one of my first makeup sets that I ever got, and I got it as a gift, so I do want to keep it for like memory. So these here are all foundation brushes, and I love them all, so I honestly don't think I'll get rid of maybe any of them. These here are all from IT Cosmetics. The 102s. Wow, this applies your foundation so nicely. I can use it for my like concealer when I do all over my face concealer as foundation, and it just applies everything so nicely. I feel like they're like perfectly dense. They're super soft, and they go on sale pretty often on Ulta site, which is why I have a new one. It was 50% off just recently, so I'm gonna keep all three of these. These two Sephora ones I'm gonna also keep. They're the 56, and I do have a new one as well. It was on sale and I needed to have it. I think they look a little bit different now, like the handle's black, kind of like how this one is, but this was like the old one. They're still the same, and I'm gonna keep all three of these. For these, I don't know if you guys ever watched that video, but this is one of the videos that did the best when I compared these. So I think I'll keep them just for memory, kind of like in a different drawer, because I think they're so pretty as well. So I don't think I want to get rid of these. And then this one from Haley Beauty is a new one that I've really been enjoying. This one, I don't even know the name, but it's basically like, it could be a foundation brush, but I could also use it for bronzer. It applies it really nicely for comparison. See how it's much wider and just like chunkier. So also this one I forgot to mention, the Sephora one, it's also really nice to apply your bronzer with if you want to use it for other products or concealer. This one I'll get rid of. This is the Moda brush. Honestly, I just have this because it's pretty, but I don't really use it very often. This one I'll keep, the Morphe Y11. This is a really nice brush for like powder on your under eyes, but is no longer made, sadly. So I'm gonna keep it, but you can't buy this anymore. This one is really similar, the Sephora 79. I would say it's almost the same. So if you used to like the Y11 and you weren't able to get it, or you never were able to restock, check out the 79 from Sephora. This one is also a Morphe brush, the M536. This is a really nice brush. It's a little bit different from this one because it's not as tapered, but I really like it to also set my face with powder. Really nice, so I'll keep that one. I do want to buy a second one of that one, but I don't think I need it. This is the e.l.f. highlighting brush. I do like this one, it's nice, but I have the other ones that I like a little bit better, so I can get rid of that. This is the Profusion Angled Powder PD3, and this one I really like to apply my bronzer or like cream bronzer, just because of that taperedness that it has. I feel like it just fits perfectly in the hollows of my cheek. So I am going to keep this one. This is also super affordable. I believe you can find them on Amazon. Then we have these. So this is the LYS. Does it have a number? No number, no name, nothing. But this is another really nice for setting out your under eye or just your T-zone. Perfect. I love the fluffiness that it has. Again, very similar to the Sephora one. It's a little bit smaller, I guess I would say, but they work really well, both of them. So keep that. So these are going to be my concealer brushes. I'm going to keep probably all of them. This is the Sephora 57. It is more of a like densely packed brush. As you can see, very soft. Love this one so much, so I'll keep that for sure. This is another favorite, the Rare Beauty concealer brush. This is supposed to be that it mimics like your finger, the way that it's shaped, so that when you're applying it, it feels like you're applying it with your finger. And I really like that idea. This is the Morphe E45. This is a really nice brush. I really like this one to apply my concealer, especially the ones that are thicker. This one applies them really well because it is more of a denser brush, so I'll keep that one. This is the Colourpop F12. I typically use this one to correct my under eye because I just like the way that it's shaped, because it is more angled. These ones I'm gonna put into my maybe pile. These are the Morphe M173. I forget who recommended these. I feel like they're a little bit pokey and hard, so I don't know if I want to keep these. All right, so these are gonna be my large brushes. I think I'm probably gonna be able to get rid of maybe off. All right, so these three for sure I'll be getting rid of because I don't use large bronzer brushes anymore. This is the Ulta Beauty, I think it was like with Marvel or something collection. Super pretty brushes. I mostly bought them because I thought they were pretty. But I don't use this type of brush anymore. I know I could use it for powder, but I also don't use large powder brushes. Same thing with this. This is the Real Techniques powder brush. I don't use this type of brush anymore, so I'll get rid of that. This is the Crown brush. Again, it came with like some type of subscription. I'll get rid of that. So these are all stipple brushes. Let me think. I'll probably get rid of this Eco Tools one, the bronze brush, just because I don't like it as much as I like the other ones. So I'll keep this one, the Eco Blending and Bronzing brush. This is a little bit more like packed. These are from e.l.f. These are the ones that are no longer available, sadly, but these are so good. Love these so much. So I'll keep these three stipple brushes. This is the Real Techniques one. This is the 300. I also don't really use this anymore. Too big. Very pretty brush, but I don't use it. This is the Colourpop F13. I used to use this a lot for contouring with powder, and I just don't use this type of brush anymore, so I can go ahead and get rid of it. But it was very interesting looking because it is more like a fanned out tapered brush. Don't need it anymore. This one here is another Hailey's foundation brush that I just showed you guys, so I'll go ahead and keep that one. This is a Hailey's powder brush. I really like this for bronzer or just powder in general. This is the type of brush that I like now for powder, that it's a little bit smaller, so keeping that one. This is the Rare Beauty foundation brush. Really like this one. It pairs with the concealer one that I showed you guys, and it just applies the foundation really nicely. I really like the shape of it, and definitely keeping that one. This is the LYS foundation powder brush. I think I like this one, but I'm gonna put it in my maybe pile because I might give it to my sister. Same thing with this one. This is the LYS bronzing powder. No, the bronzer, I think, brush or something like that, but I just don't use this one as much. So I think I will get rid of this one and see if my sister might want it. So these I'll definitely be keeping. This is the Real Techniques multitask brush. I really like this one for powder bronzer. I love the shape of it. It's like a little bit more tapered, but it's a bit more controlled and it applies the bronzer really nicely. This is the Sephora 55 brush. Keep in mind, all these are very expensive, but I buy them all during the sales that they have, and they come out to be pretty good price. This is a really nice powder brush. This is the IT Cosmetics brushes for Ulta. I think I want to keep this one, and I'll probably get rid of the other ones because this is a nice powder brush. It is a little bit bigger than what I like, but I feel like I would like to still keep one that was bigger. This is the Real Techniques by Sam & Alec. This is a really nice like bronzer brush because it is very tapered, as you guys can see, to the top. It is very densely packed and it applies the bronzer really nicely. I don't know if this is made anymore because I bought it a long time ago. I also like how it looks. It's a really pretty brush, so I'm definitely keeping this one. This is a rougher brush. I didn't realize a rougher was not cruelty free when I bought it. They were having like some type of promotion or something, so I decided to try it out. Got this one. Wouldn't say it's like the best, life-changing, nothing like that. It's the number 5. I know a lot of people like swear by these. I feel like I have better. We have this one from e.l.f., the Ultimate Blending Brush. I don't ever really reach for this one, so we can get rid of this one. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. I also don't really reach for this one. This is kind of like everything's dirty, don't have anything else, I'll use this one, but I can get rid of it. Same with this one, the e.l.f. Pointed Powder Brush. Don't really use it very often. Forget that I have it until everything else is dirty, so I can get rid of it. This one I'll keep, the Real Techniques 400. This is a blush brush, and I do like it for powder blush whenever I do wear it, which is not very often. This is the Real Techniques, the Eco Tools Precision brush. I feel like I like this one for bronzer, so I'll go ahead and keep it. This Wet n Wild brush, it's the P60. I've kept it all this time just because I feel like it's a really pretty brush, but I just don't know that I have a use for it anymore. I'll keep it in my maybe pile. This one I do like. This is the Milani powder and bronzer brush. Very densely packed brush, and I do like it when I'm using more of a compact powder, not the loose powder, but this one applies it really nice for those type of products. This is the Eco Tools full powder brush. I don't really use this one. I don't think it's the greatest. Nothing special, so I'll get rid of it. And this one, I've held on to it because I think it's a really pretty brush. Very different from what I have. Huge brush, but I just don't use it anymore.